Guys, what's up? It's your girl L from ATL. Coming to you live from Gma. It ain't over. So, what's up? How's all my sexy grandmas out there? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed your Christmas. I hope the rest of you didn't work as hard as I did, as grandmothers, mothers. We tend to kind of overdo it when it comes down to the holidays. And it's just the sacrifices that we make for our families. But the whole point in GMA, it ain't over, is just to remind us to do some things for ourselves sometimes too. Now, let me just share a little bit of my holiday. I mean, I went all out this year. I cooked Saturday and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day because there's some things I just don't like preparing until the day of. I like certain things that come straight out the oven, like the turkey, for instance, the dressing, the mac and cheese. Sweet potato pies, things like collard greens, because let me tell you what all was on my menu. Just the traditional meal. And, we kind of strayed away just a little bit, but pretty much the traditional meal we had a turkey and some dressing. But then we had some collard greens and some potato salad, some sweet potato yams. Then we threw in, did I say the mac and cheese? I think the mac and cheese, I said that already. But yeah, potato salad. Oh, yes. And my famous and favorite, the fried corn. And I don't know if any of you have ever had the southern fried corn, but man, I get satisfaction. I get the praises, all the time for the fried corn because my mama taught me how to do it well. Yeah, I must, pop my collar on that. But anyway, so we had that, and then we had a little kale, and then turned around and did some fried chicken, right? My turkey breast, everything was phenomenal. We had the gravy, the cranberry sauce, sweet potato pies. We had some chocolate chip cookies also. And so between my son, myself, and Adrian, we threw down in the kitchen. And baby, when I tell you, it wore me out because, of course, I'm also a lady who likes to have the house clean on Christmas. So, I had to get the house together, got the house together. And man, let me tell you, so my crazy thing that happened, something crazy always, not always, but something crazy happened. I got ready to put my greens on and discovered I had lost my smoked meat. So, needless to say, Adrian and I went down to the municipal market here in Atlanta where they have all the stuff, all the trimmings, all the stuff that you'll need for any holiday dinner or our traditional holiday meals here. And they'll have things already chopped up, like the greens and the potatoes and onions, all of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, if you don't know about that, that's just something, that I'm trying to put you on, that I'm putting you on to. So we went down there and I stood in line. I mean, if I were a different kind of girl, I would have been in a fight over the smoked meat because it's like people are just like everywhere, like at the counter. It didn't appear to be a line. So I just walked up, stood there and waited. And I waited and I waited. And then other people walked up and they were waiting on those people. And then when I complained, then of course, the Chinese lady's kind of acting like she don't know what the hell I'm talking about, right? So, at any rate, that's what was up with that. Finally she gets my meat and, we go away. And so we're walking through the municipal market. It's quite interesting. It's quite a quaint little inner city experience. You have to go there if you've never gone. I remember when I was a little girl, my mom used to take us there. But that's where, like, we would come all the way from Jonesboro into downtown Atlanta to get like collard greens or whatever, fresh greens, you know. So if you didn't go to the farmer's market, you went to the Atlanta City Municipal Market. And so I think they call it the Sweet Auburn Market now. I think that's what they call it. But yeah, because I used to go there. They got like soul food. They got a soul food restaurant in there. They got a couple of Jamaican spots, some place where you can get some hot fried fish, some chicken, some pizza, you know. So, and then they got other little things like, yeah, this one lady sells spices. And when I tell you, you know, I mean, she charges out the hoop for the spices, but they're pretty good. I bought one, a Yoruba spice. And yeah, it turned out like really, really good. But they also have like a seafood counter over there where you can get like pretty fresh seafood. And we saw a shrimp, man. I don't think I've ever seen a shrimp, you know, so big, at least not raw. I think it reminded me of back in New York. I used to hang out in New York. And we used to get like the butterflied shrimp that would be about the size of a hand, but they would have it butterflied, or, you know, they would have it split down the middle and open. They would just fry it, open face. And man, you talk about some good eating with the butterflied shrimp and the wonton soup, off the chain. But that's another experience. So I saw some of those in there, and like they'd be having like scallops and all kinds of good seafood. And like I said, just fresh vegetables. Yeah, and that's where you know, and then, yeah, like, yeah, they just have like all kinds of meat counters. But I get my chicken, and then, you know, I get not my chicken, but my turkey, my smoked turkey meat. And we're walking through the place. They also have this phenomenal little dessert bar in the corner over there. And they sell some pretty good desserts. You know, the desserts are very tasty. And we stopped to get cookies. I got an oatmeal cookie that, oh my God, by the time I got to the car, I was like, yeah, this cookie's almost gone. So then there was popcorn and a praline. And so we went from like 1 or 2 counters, and apparently I set my meat down and got ready to make my greens. And hey, there goes the mystery of the missing meat. That's my Christmas mystery. Yeah, my little bit of Christmas mystery or whatever. So anyway. So, towards the night before Christmas, got ready to cook the greens. Mystery of the missing meat. Meat was missing. So, yeah, so anyway, yeah, we cooked all of that food. And, yeah, we had a really phenomenal time. It was really special to me because most of the time, I mean, for the last few years, I haven't really been celebrating Christmas like that. And then I have a niece that's, you know, she got a nice big house and everything. And so we've been going to her house. But it's just been really hard to pull my immediate family together. I have 3 sons and I have 3 granddaughters. And so I was able to, 2 of my granddaughters was there and 2 of my sons were there. I have another son who lives out of town, and of course he didn't make it this year, but we're hopeful. And then, yeah, so he and his daughter are both out of town, but we had a phenomenal time. Needless to say, I ate for 3 days, but when I tell you, I have to brag about my own food because I'm not a person, I like everybody else's cooking most of the time, you know, and I'm always criticizing my own cooking. But even though I lost the meat for the greens turned out good. My son had told me put a little chicken broth in there, so I added some slithers of onion, the chicken broth, some water, some crushed peppers, and I think that was about it. But Next day, oh man, you talk about some good eating. Yeah. So the greens turned out good, the mac and cheese, everything was phenomenal. Um, my turkey, I did kind of cook the turkey to death, right? Cook the dead bird to death. So basically, I just wasn't sure, I ended up, yeah, the other little thing that went for Christmas was that I ordered, and I caught myself doing this early because a turkey, you gotta thaw the turkey out, and most of the time you gotta start at least a day before. And if it's big enough, you might have to even start like 2 days. But I ordered this turkey. Kroger had a special, and they were running around $22, 25, whatever. For me, that's a good price and it's a good size. We were gonna get a turkey about, I don't know how big that is, but I say 8, possibly 10 pounds of turkey that was gonna be at that price. Well, I got an Instacart. Did I mention that? Anyway, got an Instacart, and the Instacart people, they're in a store, and if you've ever ordered through Instacart, if something needs to be replaced, they communicate with you via text. And so he texted me to let me know that they didn't have that particular turkey that they advertised on special. And so I scrolled through, and there was another one, but it was a whole turkey. So I'm asking for a whole turkey. And I was trying to get the jump, because I know from experiences, if you wait too long, everybody's gonna buy the smaller turkeys, and then you're gonna end up with and nobody ever, hardly ever. I did have one turkey one year where I promise you, they scalped that turkey. They not scalped it, but I mean, there was nothing but the bone. It was like, that turkey turned out good. And so, yeah, I've been having pretty good luck, with my turkeys. But this year, so I ended up with a chicken breast, long story short. Ended up with a chicken breast. I don't really know how to cook it, because it's a chicken breast. But hey, I figure I know how to cook. So I put the chicken breast in there, but I don't know. My son, he has all the equipment. He had a thermometer. I didn't know. The turkey looked like I saw a little something red, pink, or whatever, and I was like, nah, we're not doing salmonella over here. We are not doing it. And so I left him in there, and then I kind of forgot him a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. I forgot. So, but anyway, but he had really good flavor, because I always stuff my cavity with like vegetables, the celery, the onion, the bell pepper, and I think I even had a little red pepper, and then I sprinkle some seasoning on the inside of the cavity. I use poultry seasoning, black pepper, and salt. And so I sprinkled some of that on the inside, stuffed them with the vegetables, read the directions, put them in the oven, cooked them just a little bit too long. Turkey breast is already, turkey, the breast can be like the driest piece of meat, but that's why, I really do kind of prefer it, but even though I wanted the whole turkey, for me, I'm going to eat off the breast and possibly the wing. But, so, turkey breast came out a little bit dry, but everything else was phenomenal. So I've been eating, needless to say. I had Thanksgiving dinner, not Thanksgiving, I'm sorry. It's, pretty much here in the South, I think that most people, if they're doing traditional, they're doing turkey dressing. We always have some collard greens. We'll have some gravy and cranberry sauce, potato salad. The corn is something special on my menu, because trust me, it ain't that easy to make it. It's it's easy to make because I've made it, but it's a little time consuming. And so when you got all these things like potato salad that takes like 4 or 5 ingredients. And then you got mac and cheese that takes about 4 or 5 ingredients. And you're mixing all this stuff up, then you want to try to cut your time as short as possible. So, but the corn, you gotta shuck it. You gotta, try to get the little angel hair off of it, I call it. By the way, I used to like to get like big pieces of that because I've been a hairstylist a lot since I was born. I came into the world probably, I don't know, like wanting to do hair. And so as a child, I just plaited up everything, a mop, a broom, a mop, a straw broom if I could. They're kind of stiff, but rope. Yeah. So, yeah, little weeds. There used to be these little hairy looking little weeds, But at any rate, so yeah, you got to get the corn silk and, and then you have to cook it. My mother used to say, cook it slow, cook it slow. So, and then make sure it doesn't stick because it's easy to stick. And especially if you add, which she did. This year, I didn't do very much milk and flour in my corn because it already has the corn starch in it. I usually cut it about half, cut it a little more than in half when I'm shaving it off the cob. And then I take the knife and just get the rest of that good, sweet, starchy stuff out of there. So for me, I don't really need it, but I always kind of judge that by occasion, like in other words, this time I may want it, next time I may not. I may want to add some stuff to it, but I didn't. But the corn was off the chain. Everything was really off the chain, and to be absolutely honest, the turkey had a really good flavor. And the next day I put him, warming. As I'm warming him up, I put this little microwave oven top on it, and it creates a steam of a sort, and so it kind of really put some moisture in that turkey. But I managed to eat. We ate. We didn't have very much to throw away. So, needless to say, I'm just trying to let you know I enjoyed my Christmas, and I hope that you did. And I'm looking forward to the new year, and I hope everybody brings the new year in the way they want to, and keep safe and all of that good stuff. But yeah, so purpose of my this particular video is that I'm going to be sharing a recipe from Weight Watchers with you. By the way, I joined Weight Watchers because the GMA, it ain't over. It's all about the self-esteem. It's all about I want to be a hot grandma. I've managed to keep myself in some kind of shape. I'm not trying to say I'm like super, super fine, but I don't have no money to go be getting no fat sucked out of me. You know what I mean? I don't really have money. And I'm scared. I'm kind of scared of a lot of this cosmetic surgery stuff. Yeah, I am, because I don't live in a whole lot of fear, but then at the same time, I just don't want to do surgery that's not necessary. If I have to have some surgery, that's one thing. But putting people under the knife and under anesthesia, it's iffy. They always tell you. It comes with a disclaimer, you might not make it out. So I do have my own little personal fears about that, and I don't even feel bad because I like to do things a natural way. I'm a natural woman. I don't like much makeup anymore. And by the way, ladies, if you're like piling it on, there's a way to make yourself look younger with makeup. But then at the same time, Vogue and Playboy and Elle and Essence and Ebony and whomever, usually tries to hire younger girls because by the time they make them up, they look more mature. So the same thing happens with us, you know. And yeah, there are a few little tricks, you know, that you can do around the eyes with the makeup. And makeup can enhance your beauty. Trust me, I modeled for many, many years. And yeah, as far as like contours and, you know, just doing the full glamour makeup, I used to do all of that. But I don't really like, now my skin started breaking out. Yeah, that's what it was. My skin started breaking out from putting all the stuff on my face on a regular basis. And yeah, so you know, at some point, and then I'm kind of lazy. I don't like to come home and wash my face a lot of times, you know. If I want to get like a quick shower, you know, it's one thing, but I don't want to be in there scrubbing my face, you know. I don't want to, you know, have a wipe here. I gotta get this, I gotta get that, I gotta get that, you know, with separate wipes. And by the time you get done taking that makeup off, you're awake. Yeah, so I like to just like come home and chill. Anyway, my voice is